example me. Whatever you like, you can do. And everything in between. So the next verse is, My Lord, O Supreme Personality of Godhead, in your holy name, there is all good fortune for the living entity, and therefore you have many names, such as Krishna and Govinda, by which you expand yourself. You have invested all your potencies in these names, and there are no hard and fast rules for remembering them. My dear Lord, although you bestow such mercy upon the fallen conditioned souls by liberally teaching your holy names, I am so unfortunate that I commit offenses while chanting the holy name, and therefore I do not achieve attachment for chanting. After 18,000 verses of Srimad Bhagavatam, we hear Nama Sankirtanam Yasya Sarva Papa Pranashanam Pranamu Dukkha Shamanastam Namami Harim Varnam. After 18,000 verses, how does it conclude? With chanting Harinam Sankirtan, the essence of all Bhagavatam, to take this process. And we all are familiar with the story of Ajamya. Ajamya was a sinful man. At the time of death, he called out for his son. He was fortunate because in his previous life he was very fortunate to worship the Lord, leading a nice cleansed Brahminical life, worshipping the Lord. He fell down by bad association. Take note, Sangat Sanjayate Kama, that we fall down from our practices by bad association. Our consciousness is molded by the company we keep, and this happened to Ajamya. He became a thief, a rogue, a liar, the husband of a prostitute, but his good fortune never left him. The Lord inspired him to name his youngest son Narayan. So when Yamadutas came, he called out for his son, Narayan. And many nice verses come in Bhagavatam at this point. One says, Sanketyam parihasyam va stovam helanam eva vaikuntha nama grahanam asheshaga haram vidu. Sanketyam means to, what Ajamil did. He was calling for his son, but his tongue has touched the holy name Narayan. So Vishnudutas came. I once saw one hippie guy in the park. He named his dog Krishna. So he's calling, Krishna, 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 sit. So he's meaning his dog, but his tongue has touched the holy name of Krishna. This is Sanketyam. Parihasyam means to chant the holy name in jest. When we were young devotees, singing the holy name on the streets of the major cities all over America, people would look at us, shaven-headed, dhoti, tila, kanti, mala, like, who are these people? Where's your spaceship? What planet are you from? And we hand out little mantra card. They chant Hare Krishna and be happy. Of course, we understand a higher principle is chant Hare Krishna and cry. Then we know we're making progress when we cry for Krishna. My esteemed godbrother, revered godbrother, Shishimad Gaurgavandamar said, I opened a crying school, how to cry for Krishna. So I'd pass out this card, it says H-A-R-E, Krishna. So they'd read it hare, like Khargosh, like hare, rabbit. Hare Krishna. No, not hare Krishna. They're hairless Krishnas, Taklawalas. Hairless Krishnas, ha ha ha, hairless Krishna. So they're making a joke out of it, but their tongue is touched Krishna. This is parihasyam. Stova means, as George Harrison did. George Harrison was a famous musician. Many of you, the older generation, would understand who was George Harrison. We're one of the world's most famous musicians. So his business was to make music, to create music and to sell it. So he made one song, My Sweet Lord, and he's chanting Hare Krishna. His intention is not pure devotional service to go back to Godhead, but his intention is to make money. But he's singing Hare Krishna. This is Stobam, musical entertainment. Helana means inattentively. So however we chant, however our tongue touches the holy name of the Lord, then we're liberated. And actually George was very, very dear to Prabhupada. He wasn't just a musician. Very dear to Prabhupada. Some special relationship was there. They asked George one time, George, when will you get initiated? He said, I am initiated, and I have a spiritual name. George Hari's son. So however we touch Krishna's name is so powerful. Ajnanat atavajnanat uttama shloka nama yat sankirtanamagam tum so yahedato yadhanala. The holy name destroys millions of lifetimes of sin by this simple thing. Not some big austerity, some tapasya, all these things. Simply by vibrating the holy name, millions of lifetimes of sin. And the example is given as fire passes through a dry field of grass and turns it into ash. So the holy name of the Lord destroys our sinful life, and that is a requirement. Gita says, Yeshaman kata antagatam papam janam punya karmanam te dandamoha nirmukta bhajanti mam tadavataha. That if we want to worship the Lord with determination, if we actually want to make progress in bhakti, we have to become free from the sin, and more importantly from the tendency to commit sin. One can cleanse the body, one can cleanse the mind, but unless the tendency to commit sins is removed from our heart, then we again fall into sinful life. So the only way to do that, chanting holy name of the Lord. So this chanting of Krishna's name is the essence of all types of spirituality. Dana brata tapastirtha yatra dena chayastito shaktayo deva mahatam sarva papa harashava rajasuya shamenanam jnanasya datma vashtanam Krishna harina sarva stapita sveshu namasu. That if you take tapas, austerity, dan, charity, tirtha yoga, svajayas, Vedic study, all spiritual processes. If you distill them all down, what do you get? Chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Holy name is infused with the benefit of every spiritual process, simply by chanting Holy Krishna, or the holy name of the Lord. And what is this holy name? What does it give us? Golokera Premadana Harinama Sankirtana. That is the prem. People talk about prem. How to get it? Can you find it growing on a tree? Can you order it on Amazon, on IN? Buy one, get one? You find it in the bazaar? Where will you find prema? Golokera prema is coming to this world, Harinam Sankirtan. What is our problem? Ratina Janmi Loke Netai. We have no feeling for holy name. Although Krishna's name contains everything. Nija Sarva Shakti, all his beauty, all his mercy, all his opulence, his power, his fame, everything is in his name. But we have no rati for Krishna. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, if I was actually a devotee, I would die in separation from Krishna. By chanting holy name, I would die in separation. But we're chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Isn't it? What is our condition? How to come to a higher stage? Only by chanting. Only by chanting. We come to a higher position. Because it cleanses the heart. Because the holy name of Krishna is Krishna. Nama Chintamane Krishna's Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha. Purna Shudva Nitya Mukto Ganatam Nama Namino. Krishna's name is Krishna. Directly. Ganatam Nama Namino. Yet there's one difference between holy name, Nama, Nami. There's one difference, and that is that the holy name of Krishna is more merciful than the Lord himself. More merciful than the Lord himself. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur said something very interesting. He said, at the end of my life, the holy name of Krishna will take me by the hand and take me back to Goloka Dham. So what does that mean? The holy name of Krishna has hands. He has beautiful reddish lotus feet. The holy name of Krishna wears beautiful pitambara dhoti. The holy name of Krishna wears beautiful red sash around his waist. The holy name of Krishna wears Vaijayanti Mala. The holy name of Krishna plays a flute. The holy name of Krishna has beautiful reddish lotus-like eyes. The holy name of Krishna, beautiful moon-like face, is encircled by locks of blackish curling hair. The holy name of Krishna wears a peacock feather. holy name of Krishna is a person. Vinatam nama namino. When we realize that, then we are chanting japa. Not just making some noise and pulling beats down. You'll never get Krishna. People ask sometimes, Prabhu, I've been chanting japa for 20 years and I'm just not getting a taste. This is why. This is why. Because we're not chanting. We can't think of two things at the same time. Note, when you sit to chant japa, take note of your mental journeys. You can't think of Krishna when you're thinking about politics. You can't think about Krishna when you're thinking about the weather, about health, about money, about relationships, about what's happening in the world. Our mind only works on one track. So when we chant japa, when we vibrate the name of Krishna, we have to think about Krishna. Bring our mind to Krishna. His Nam, Gun, Rup, Parivar. His name, form, associates, Leela. This is japa. To hear Krishna. Some people say, oh no, you just have to hear. In the beginning, yes, we just have to hear. But if we're hearing properly, we'll remember the beautiful form of Krishna, the mercy of Krishna, Krishna's temple, Krishna's books, Krishna's beauty. How many of you went to Mangalarti this morning? What was Panchatattva wearing? What was Radhamada wearing? We should remember Krishna, fix our mind on Krishna. This is an essential principle of deity worship. Because the actual application of this verse, Manmana Bhavamad Bhakto Madhyaji Mam Namaskuru Mame Vaishasi Satyam Te Pratijani Prayosam. Application of that is deity worship. And Manmana, think of Krishna. What is he wearing? What does he look like? What is his beautiful form? Who is his associates? Bhavamad Bhakto, become devotee of who? This person. Radha Madhav, Chaitanya, Patita Pavana Shri Sachinandan Gaur Hari. Become devotee of this person. Bhavamad Bhakto, Madhyaji, worship. Namaskuru, offer obeisances. The practical application of this verse is deity worship. So we have to bring our mind to Krishna. So this chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra is also a beautiful verse in Padavali. Madhura Madhura Mitam Mangalam Mangalanam Sakala Nigamavali Satpalam Chitsarupam Sukritapi Parigitam Shattaya Helayava Vigunarabharamatam Tariyat Krishna Nama. What is Krishna Nama? Krishna Nama is the ripened fruit of the entire tree of Vedic wisdom. What is the essence of a tree? Not the flower, not the bark, not the leaves. The fruit is the most important part of the tree. The fruit is what produces another tree because it contains a seed. It's nourishing, sweet, delicious, tasty fruit. So what is the ripened fruit of the entire tree of Vedic wisdom? Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. It's not part of this material world. It is Krishna himself. And what does it mean to practice Dharma in this age? Etavan ivalokesmin pungsa dharma parasmita bhakti yoga bhagavati tanama gahanadi. What bhakti is the essence of human endeavor. To be religious in this world means to take up bhakti. What is the essence of bhakti? Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur said, chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra is bhakti. It is bhakti. But how do we chant? What is our relationship with the holy name? Just like if someone's name is Govinda, his boss might say, Govinda, you're late for work, Govinda. His friend might say, hey Govinda, let's go play soccer. His girlfriend would say, hey Govinda. It's the same guy, but he's being addressed in different ways. So we have to learn to chant Krishna's name with feeling. If we want the fruit, if we want to get the taste of, because this yoga, bhakti yoga, is actually bhava yoga, to have feeling for Krishna. Otherwise, if there's no feeling, then everything becomes dry. I've been chanting 20 years, 30 years, and I'm still... Why? Because we don't exercise, we don't discipline our mind and bring our mind to Krishna. this is one thing we can learn from Buddhism, to be mindful. So they teach a class in New York City in mindfulness. They give you a raisin. They put the raisin in your hand, and you're supposed to be mindful of the raisin. Like, wow, it's brown. It's wrinkled. There's a dip on one end. Then you put it in your mouth. And it's sweet. So what benefit is there? So we should also be mindful, but mindful of Krishna, especially during this time, our Krishna time, when we chant Krishna's name. Because if we don't, we miss the boat. It is the foundation, and the most important thing we do every day is chanting our japa, our Krishna time. Turn off your phone, turn off the internet, don't talk to anyone. Simply chant Krishna's name and hear, and bring your mind, discipline your mind and bring your mind to Krishna. Because this Krishna name is Krishna himself. You're with Krishna. If Shri Narendra Modi walked in the room, would you always sit? Would you sit? But hey, how's it going, Naru? Okay, you and me, masala dosa, let's go. You stand up. I wouldn't pull out their phone like trying to take a picture. At least you'd fold your hands. You stand. Because why? He's important, pious, powerful man. He's present, so we show respect him. But do we show respect to Krishna's name when we're chanting Krishna's name? Nam Namakari Bahuda Nija Sarva Shakti. He has many names, but they're all imbued with the holy name of the Lord. And this is the best process. Kaladoshanadi Raja Neko Yasya Mahadguna Kirtanadeva Krishna Mukta Sangha Parambalya. Angel Kali full of inauspicious, polluted, despicable things. Faults in politics, faults in relationships, faults in the air we breathe. People think, oh, Mayapur air is not very good. Faults in the air we breathe, faults in the food we eat, faults in the water we drink. Full of faults, doshanidhe. But one most auspicious thing, the demigods are lining up to take birth in Kali Yuga. Eko Yasti Mahadguna, that just by chanting Hare Krishna, you go back home, back to Godhead. Just by this. People say, just no austerity, no tapasya, no sacrifice, no pain, no gain. Just a simple thing. Prabhupada gave an example. Homeopathic medicine. There's some sugar pills. Homeopathic medicine can be very effective. Just some sugar pills. But the effect is there. So we can measure our progress in spiritual life by how much feeling we have for Krishna. Anyway, so many verses are there. Third verse. One who thinks himself lower than the grass, who is more tolerant than a tree, and who does not expect personal honor, but is always prepared to give all respect to others, can very easily always chant the holy name of the Lord. That's a beautiful story. Srila Prabhupada had his pharmacy in Prayagraj, not Allahabad, Prayagraj. So he had his Prayag pharmacy, Prayagraj, or day pharmacy, I can't remember the title. What was it, day pharmacy? Prayagraj pharmacy. Anyway, Prabhupada's pharmacy. His beloved godbrother, Adikeshwar Prabhu, or Bihari Kapoor, used to come in and chat with Prabhupada. Sometimes they joke and tease each other. So one day, Adikeshwar Prabhu said, I see you have so many medicines here. So many elixirs, gutikas, churnas, pills, powders. Do you have any medicine that will give me Krishna prema? So Prabhupada said, no, I don't have any medicine like that, but I know the formula. What is that formula? Tranada pisane chena, tarora pisahishtada, amanina manadena, kirtaniya sada. If you want to chant the holy name, if you want to develop attachment for the holy name, be humble. Be humble. Because our conditioned nature is exactly the opposite. Everybody wants to be the boss. And if you went to Shantipur, yes, for the festival? Is everyone just being like humble? Oh, you first, please, please, please stay. No, they're pushing her, shoving, pandemonium. Everyone thinks you're in my way. No one thinks I'm in your way. Everyone's pushing, shoving, because everybody wants to be the boss. And there's only one boss, and it's not you and it's not me. Krishna is the boss. So our conditioned nature is that we want to be the in charge, respected, puja, lava, pratishtha. But devotee is opposite consciousness. I pulled some things out from Srila Prabhupada's. It's a very beautiful book. If you don't have it, please get it. Shower of Divine Compassion. It's a collection of all Srila Prabhupada's poetry. So in that book, in the preface, the preface to Gita Gan, Prabhupada's poetic rendition of Bhagavad Gita, 700 verses and rhyming couplets. Prabhupada was called Kavi by his associates, because Prabhupada was also an amazing poet. So he published in this book the preface. Sanskrit prayers are published. In those prayers, Prabhupada calls himself very sinful person, absorbed in material sense gratification, a fool, very lowly and degraded person, and signed his other poem, most insignificant beggar. Srila Prabhupada is the most significant thing that has happened in human society for millennia. Is he a fool? Is he sinful? But how does he present himself to the world? I am the great worldwide Acharya, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami. I'm changing the world. Offer Dandavad. No, he's saying I'm a fool. I'm insignificant. I'm sinful. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami said, anyone who says my name becomes bereft of all punya. I am lower than the worm in the stool. I'm more sinful than Jagai Madhai. This is the way pure devotee thinks. He doesn't think I'm a devotee at all. Bhaktivinoda Thakur makes many prayers like this. Amar Jivan. Amar Jivan Sada Papi Rati Nahika Punya Leish. That if you examine, you'll not find any good quality. I become very happy when I see someone suffering. And when I see someone making progress in spiritual life and becoming happy, I become very unhappy. Example after example, the whole song Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying that he's painting the picture of the true materialistic person, but he's taking the position of materialistic person. That is a Vaishnava. There's another nice story with one of Srila Prabhupada's beloved godbrothers. Not all his godbrothers were beloved. Some were very antagonistic towards Srila Prabhupada, hateful, trying to block his progress in many ways. But he had affectionate relationships, and especially with one. His name was Srila Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Goswami Maharaj. He was in his last days, last weeks of his existence in this world, across the river in Navadip. And one of my godbrothers went to see him. He's thinking, because at the time there was considerable friction between the institutions, and he thought, this man is Srila Prabhupada's godbrother, my guru's godbrother. 60 years sannyas, lifetime preacher, scholar. I have to make sure I have not made any offense. So he begged his servant, I only want 5 minutes, give me 5 minutes. He happened to know that person, so he said, okay, 5 minutes, no more. He's very indisposed. He's not seeing anybody, but you go. So he went, and he begged mercy from Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Maharaj. He said, you're a great sannyasi, disciple of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, lifetime sannyasi, lifetime preacher, most esteemed member of Gaudiya Math. If I've ever made any offense to you, by body, my mind, my words, you please forgive me, because you're a great Vaishnava, Param Vaishnava. Sridhar Maharaj said, I am not a Vaishnava. I am not a Vaishnava. In fact, I prayed to the cows, the dogs, and the pigs of the Dham to bless me, to become a Vaishnava. But still, they have not blessed me. This is a Vaishnava. So we should take note of the qualifications to be a Vaishnava. Bhaktivinoda Thakur saying, Mama nivedana shuno, vishayi durjana, sadakamorata kichu nahi moraguna. That I'm full of lust. He's praying to Gopinath. Oh, Gopinath, please, Gopinath, please hear my prayer. This is my condition. I'm full of lust. I'm Durjana, fallen person, sinful person. Gopinath. He's begging Gopinath. Amiki doshe asura sakala kitu. He's saying that many demons have achieved your lotus feet, but Bhaktivinoda Thakur remains in material existence. This is a Vaishnava. Do we think like that about ourselves? Or do we think, I've been doing this for a few years now. I'm a Prabhupada disciple, after all. Should respect me because I'm a Prabhupada disciple. There's an etiquette. But how do we think of ourselves? Do we think of ourselves as very special persons? Devotees are special persons, no doubt. But shall we think of ourselves in that way? Shall we try and promote ourselves? Shall we assert ourselves, my way or the highway? Do what I say, buckle under, do it, I'm the boss. Are we gentle Vaishnavas? Respectful to everyone. If we want to chant the holy name and develop love of God, this is the formula. To be humble. And the Lord is telling us in this verse. Because what is actual wealth? What is wealth? Wealth of character. Wealth of character is wealth. And this is one of the primary characteristics of a Vaishnava, is to be humble. So we should, even if our mind is screaming at us not to be humble, we should be humble. And in due course of time, humility becomes our standard procedure. Text 4. O Lord of the universe, I do not desire material wealth, materialistic followers, a beautiful wife, or fruitive activities described in flowery language. All I want, life after life, is unmotivated devotional service unto you. Even Shankaracharya prayed like that. What's that? Jagannath Ashtakam. Navaya chirajam nachakanakamanikkya vibhavam Naya cheham ramyam sakala janakamyam varavadum Sada kale kale pranata kita pratiparito Jagannatha Swami Nayana Patagami Bhavatu. Saying, I don't want a kingdom. I don't want to be a ruler, a proprietor. I don't want rubies, gold, wealth, position. I don't want a beautiful wife as desired by every man. What do I want? I want to sing the glories of Jagannath. So we find synchronicity between all saintly persons. They don't consider themselves proprietor, ownership. Because what can we own? Do we own our own body? Is it our property? It can be ripped away from us at any moment. In spite of your desire to keep it and enjoy it, it is not our property. It's on loan. We're just like Prabhupada gave the example of a tenant in a rented property. He doesn't own the property. He can be kicked out at any time because he doesn't own it. And what is our body? Bomera panalo vayu kamano buddharevacha ahankarati. Bina prakriti is bina prakriti. Lord's external energy. It's not our, we didn't create it. What is our body? It's only atoms taking different shape as blood, as fat, as skin, as hair, corpuscles. What do we own in this world? We don't own anything. Yet we claim proprietorship. And for that, we want the materialistic mind wants the exact opposite. What he wants, dhanam janam sundari. But Mahaprabhu was teaching, don't go to that consciousness. Don't try to be proprietor, the enjoyer, the master. Because we're not proprietors. We're not masters. We're not enjoyers. Bhoktaram jagatapasam sarvaloka mahesham. Suradam sarvabhota yatamam shantim rishi. You want to be peaceful? You want to be happy? Then we have to give up mood of proprietorship. Is given by modes of nature, quite forcing us in this stupid thing. Govinda Das made a beautiful prayer. E dana jovana putta parijana itike achi parati tire. Kamala dala jala jivana talamala bhajaho haripare nitire. What is our life? What are people struggling for? Dhanam janam sundari. Like many of you, I think, are in college, right? Or postgraduate, PhD. Why? Because you need a job, right? And you're going to show your credentials and say, "Hire me. I'll make good money for you. I'll be a good employee. Please, please." Okay, we hire. Then you get money. Then what do you get? Now you have a job. Now you have money in your pocket. Then you want a car. Then you want a flat. Then now I should get a husband. I should get a wife. Then what comes? Babies. Babies come. Then what happens to the babies? They grow up. And the day comes, they say, "Bye, Dad. Bye, Mom. It's been fun. Thanks. See you later." Then you're alone with your wife or your husband. And what is the future of every relationship? One of you dies and the other one cries. It's a dying, crying formula. Am I right? Is this philosophy? Or is it naked truth? It's naked truth. And then you're left alone. And maybe you have enough money to have a reasonable life, enough money to pay your hospital bills. And then it's your turn. And at the end of life, what matters? Can you show your educational certificate to Yamaraj? Hey, Yamaraj, check it out. MBBS. BS, what do you call it? BTech, MTech, MBBA, MBBS, B-Farm. So sorry, Chelier. Can you show your bank statement to Yamaraj? Hey, Yamaraj, it says right here, I'm crorepati. Can you take 1 rupee with you? Is Yamaraj impressed? Will it protect you? What is your wealth at the time of death? What do you have to show for your life at the time of death? Only what you've given, only what you've understood, only what you've developed relationship with God. Because it's only Him and your Guru at the time of death. There's a nice story. One of my godbrothers, somehow or other, by the force of destiny, by karma, by aparad, whatever it was, he fell down completely from Krishna consciousness in every way. No principles, nothing, no chanting, nothing. He contracted a deadly disease and he died. No one was there at the time of his death. But the nurse in attendance told us what happened. This was many years after Prabhupada left. But he sat up in bed, he looked at the door and he said, "Prabhupada, you've come for me." And left this world. Same thing, another situation. A devotee married non-devotee. We encourage marriage, but marry a devotee. Don't marry someone who's going to be a burden in your life. Someone who's going to help you, be an asset in your life. So he married a non-devotee. And in due course of time, he gave up all his principles, everything. He also contracted some deadly disease. At his deathbed, his wife was there, his kids were there on one side of the bed. Other side of the bed were his parents. His last words were, "Prabhupada, Prabhupada." His parents asked their daughter, "What was that about? What was that? What, Prabhupada?" So, "Oh, he was a Hare Krishna before we got married." Prabhupada never forgets anyone who does the slightest thing to serve the mission of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Even the slightest thing. Neha vikramana shosti pratyavayu navidyate swalpamatisya dharmasya mahatopaya. So what kind of life are people building? Dhanam Janam. What kind of life is Dhanam Janam Sundarim life? It's like children on the beach. You see little kids, they have little buckets, little plastic buckets and shovels, right? They fill it, they pack it up with sand, like doom. They make sand castles. They make a whole display of sand castles and cars and turrets and beautiful little trees and cars and roads. What happens? The tide comes in, Finished. Khatam ho gaya. Whole thing finished. So they say, oh, you people, you're just brainwashed people. Very brainwashed. Who is brainwashed? You're brainwashed. Your whole life is like children playing with sandcastles, playing with buckets of sand, because it's all washed up at the end, and you have nothing to show for yourself. So why we're mad? Janam Janam Sundarim. That's our conditioned nature. We have to overcome conditioned nature, understand this cannot help us. What is our value? What is our asset at the time of death? Our Krishna Bhakti. What progress we've made in spiritual life. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu prayed, Nadanam, I don't want these things. I don't want any of these things. Vishwasena hi vishwasa kada bhuto bhavishyati. Kirtanareva Krishnasya. That there's an urgency from the very beginning of life. One should take up the chanting of the holy name of the Lord, Haranamaiva Kevalam, because the holy name of the Lord is everything. Some people are so poor, so desperately poor, all they have to show is money. All they have to show for themselves is money. This is poverty. To have money but have no character, have no relationship with God, have no inclination for charity, no inclination to help anyone else. All they have is money. My very dear godbrother, Shishimad Bhagavan Maharaj, used to say, money, 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 brighter than sunshine, sweeter than honey. Money, money, money. This is a materialistic mindset. But Mahaprabhu is saying, Nandanam, I don't want this. Whatever you're meant to get will come to you by destiny. You can't get more in life than you're destined to have, and you can't get less. Srila Prabhupada's father used to say, God has 10 hands. If he wants to give you with his 10 hands, how much can you accept with your 2 hands? And if he wants to take from you with his 10 hands, how much can you hold on to? What is the solution? You take your 2 hands and you do this. Lord, I am yours. I'm yours. The nonsense Mayavadis say, Aham Brahmasmi. I want to be you. Devotee prays, Aham Tavasmi. I want to be yours. Tavasmi Radhika Nata. Karmana Manasagira. Krishna Kante Tavaivasmi Yuvameva Gatimana. Sharanam Vampapanosmi Karuna Nikara Kurum. Prasara Kurum Dasyam Mahi Dushte Puradini. I'm yours. My body, my mind, my words, my everything is yours. I don't own any. I don't actually own anything. What do we own? Do you own yourself? Do you own your body, your property, your bank account, your clothes, your food, all the stuff we accumulate? What do you actually own? Because you have to leave it all. Whatever you've accumulated, you have to leave. So we pray, I want to be yours, Tavasmi. Please accept me as your devotee. Oh Krishna Kant, please accept me as your devotee. So we pray to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, most merciful. Bhajo Bhajo Bhai Chaitanya Nitaya Sudhita Vishwasa Kori Vishaya Chariya Se Rase Manjiya Mukhe Bolo Hari Hari. This is wealth. This is actual wealth. To forget Vishaya Chariya, to give up our inclination to try and be enjoyers of this material world, to fill our mouth with the holy name, Hari Hari. And this is perfection in life. This will give us the real benefit of life. Is what Tyaktva Deham Punar Janman Naiti Mamiti. To leave this world. Why we want to stay here? Only madmen want to stay here. In a place where we can't be happy. And happiness is feeling. Bhagavad tells a story. A man is running across the field. He's being chased by a tiger. Ah, tiger, tiger, tiger! He's running, running, running. Falls onto a blind well covered with grass. He can't see it, he falls in. He's falling, falling, falling. Boom! He holds onto a root. Oh, saved from the tiger.
Snake.
But below there's water, he'll drown. Tiger's up there, and they're attached to the The root is the beehive, the insects are coming out, they're stinging him. Tiger is above, water, sure death is below, sure death is above. Bees are stinging him, he's suffering, but there's a little drop of honey coming from the nest. Not so bad. This is material life. We enjoy a little bit, we enjoy our senses a little bit. At what cost? At the cost of your own spiritual life? The cost of your eternal happiness? Prabhupada gives an example of a Saraswat Brahmin accepts invitation to eat in the home of a Muslim. Okay, I'll set my principles aside, I'll go eat in the home of Mlecha. So he goes there to eat, and he doesn't even get sufficient food, he doesn't get his hunger satisfied. He loses on both sides. This is material life. You sacrifice the eternal to enjoy the temporary, and you lose both. That is material life. So there is another world. Natat bhasyate shuyo na shishankuya pavako yad gatvam nivartante tadama. Krishna is inviting us. Krishna is waiting for us. But to go there, we have to give up attachment to this world. So Mahaprabhu is praying, Nadanam najanam nisandhim. Verse 5. O my Lord, O Krishna, son of Maharaj Nanda, I am your eternal servant. But because of my own fruitive acts, I have fallen into this horrible ocean of nescience. Now please be causelessly merciful to me. Consider me a particle of dust at your lotus feet. So what is this world? Vishame. Vishame means a horrible ocean. Vishame. Vish or poison. Vish means poison. But we think this world's a nice place. It's like, no, it's springtime in Mayapur. Just not too hot, not too cold. Flowers are coming. Gaur Purnima, we're going to have a big feast. Everything's nice. Okay. How should we see? We should see this as reflection of eternal reality. What is a mango? Oh, it's a fruit. They're coming. The trees are covered with love. We're going to get mangoes and we're going to eat mango. What is a mango? It's only a reflection. Udamula madakshakam ashyatam bhavaram chandamsi yasya parnani sastam veda savedavit. There is a world, there is a tree with its roots upward and its branches down. Where do we see that? Only in a reflection. If you're standing in a body of water, the tree is there, you're seeing the reflection of the tree. The branches are down, they're away from you, and the roots are towards you. So Krishna gives this example of what is this material world. It is a reflection. A reflection of a mango tree cannot give you mangoes. Why does a mango exist? Why do we have such a thing? The most obvious things we miss in life. Why is there such a thing? Why is there a mango, a banana, an apple, a cow, a horse, a dog, a human being? Why do they exist? Because they exist in the spiritual world. Because there's people in the spiritual world, there's fruits in the spiritual world, there's flowers in the spiritual world. Chintamani prakara satmasu kalpa vriksha lakshagriteshu surabhira vipalayantam. Because they exist in the spiritual world, the reflection is here in the material world. But our disease is we want to enjoy the reflection. This is like the fool who thinks he's going to pick a mango from the reflection of a mango tree. Can you eat a mango reflection? But that's what we think we're doing. If we're eating a mango, what is happening? You're putting it in your mouth and there's taste buds on your tongue. Part of your tongue tastes sweet, part of your tongue tastes sour, part of your tongue tastes salty. And the sweet sensors on your tongue are registering your brain, oh, this tastes good. What does it have to do with Atma? Nothing. What is it? It is illusion. But we're addicted to the material conception of life, going through life one thing after another, after chasing reflected images. This is the deep, dark illusion of material life. Vishame, Krishna calls it Vishame. So where devotees, Mahaprabhu was teaching us to leave this. Leave this illusion, this poisonous, horrible ocean of birth and death. Bhavambudo. Bhava Ambudhi means ocean of bhava, ocean of repeated birth and death. Leave it. And do what? Take shelter, lotus feet of the Lord. This is the purpose of human life. There is no other purpose. Everything else is a detail. Just like if it's a birthday cake. Make a big cake, right? Happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you. It's a big cake. Decoration, the fluffing, the frosting, the decoration, the flowers, the little candies on top. What is the meaning to that without the cake? It's nothing, just some fluff. The essence of the cake is the cake part. There's no cake without the cake. Everything else is a decoration. In life, everything else we do is a decoration. Your education, your marital situation, your income, your position in society, your occupation. These are all details of life. The cake of life, the essence of life is our relationship with God. There is no other meaning to life. Everything else is temporary and fleeting. Am I right?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes. We have to live that. It makes sense to us, but we have to live that. Put our priorities straight. No problem. You want education? Education is good. Give you a job. We need a job to live in this world. You want to have a family? You can't go pick money off a tree. It doesn't fall out of the sky. Of course, there's a story one time in New York City. No, San Francisco. The devotees were renting a property, and they're dead broke. No money. The next day, they're going to get thrown out of the property. No more Hare Krishna temple. So Malati Mataji and Shyam Sundar walking to the temple. My God, what are we going to do? And $100 bills are blowing down the sidewalk, and they just had to pick them up. Like Krishna said. But typically, money doesn't fall out of the sky. You have to work for it. So everything has this relationship with Krishna. Everything has this relationship with Krishna in bhakti. We're not renouncers in this world. So why live in a world where everything deteriorates? Like brand new car, people get in their car. Oh, brand new car smell, there's still the plastic film on it. Sparkling, 50 miles on the odometer. Brand new car, my car. Boom! You ran into my car. You made my new car an old car. But doesn't it happen? What happens? The entropy. Everything new becomes old. Everything new wears out. Everything young becomes old. Trust me. I had 3 teeth fall out of my mouth in the last year. The crown part was all rotten underneath the crown. Oh, there was a big hole back there. Oh, how did that happen? Time. Time. Will that happen to you? Yes. When Srila Prabhupada was leaving this world, he was surrounded by his disciples. In a grave voice, he said to us, don't think this won't happen to you. Don't think this won't happen. Your teeth will also fall out. Your body will also get weak. You'll also be afflicted by disease. That is the nature of this world. What to do about it? This is the point. What to do about it? Make this your last life, last birth in the material world, by begging the Lord, make me a particle of dust at your lotus feet. Already over. And we're only in verse 6. What to do? Who's the next speaker?
No.
What do you want me to do?
Completed, Prabhu.
Complete?
7
I'll try and go more quickly. I get easily distracted. So verse 6, my dear Lord, when will my eyes be beautified by filling with tears that constantly glide down as I chant your holy name? When will my voice falter and all the hairs of my body stand erect in transcendental happiness as I chant your holy name? Lord is waiting for us. Mahaprabhu was saying, Jeev Jago, Gora Chandra Bole, Kota Nita Jao Maya Pisha Chira Kule. How long? We sleep on the lap of the witch called Maya. How long? Krishna is waiting for us in Goloka. Are you done? Are you done with material life? You're still playing in material world? Birth after birth? When are you going to be done? Come to me. We're playing in material world. So it is possible, these things are possible. The Bhavishyati means in the future. So when he's saying that when will my hairs on my body stand up? When will tears flow from my eyes? When will my voice choke up? Bhavishyati. Bhavishyati implies in the future it is possible. So how to get from there to here? There's progression. And it begins with chanting holy name in a mechanical way, all the way up to chanting holy name when we're overwhelmed by the name of Krishna, because we experience Krishna in sound, because he is present. It is Shabda Brahman, it is fully spiritual sound. And as we progress in chanting, as we progress in spiritual life, as the Darpana, our mirror of our mind, becomes cleansed, Bhava, love of God comes out. Nitya Siddha Krishna Prema Satya Kavanai Shravanadi Shuddha Chitte Korea Uday. How to manifest love of God? It's there. Korea Uday. How does it come out? By hearing. By hearing the holy name. Yasyam Vayu Shuyamananam Krishna Paramapurushe Bhakti Utpadyate Pungsa Shoka Moha Bhayapaha. Bhakti Utpadyate Pungsa. Bhakti wells up in our heart. Love of God wells up on our heart. How? By hearing. Everybody wants to see God. They say, if there is a God, show him to me. As if we're qualified to see him. He can be seen. How? Premanjana charita bhakti vilochanena santas sadaiva. Vidiyeshu vilokayanti santas sadaiva. The saints always see him in the heart of hearts. How to see him? We have to learn to love God. So they challenge, if there's God, you show him to me. Is it so easy to see him? Not so easy. One has to purify his consciousness. Yes, Krishna has to agree to become seen. But we have to touch Shuddhanam for that to happen. Which means we have to invest our time. We have to invest lifetimes, not just time, maybe lifetimes, to see Krishna. He can be seen. He's waiting. When will you come? But we have to give up our attachment to this world. So Bhavishyati, in the future it is possible. Verse 7. My Lord Govinda, because of separation from you, I consider even a moment a great millennium. Tears flow from my eyes like torrents of rain, and I see the entire world as void. We feel separation from many things in material life, isn't it? We feel separation from many things. From respect, if someone doesn't, if we don't receive the respect we think is due to us, if we don't get the type of food that we like to eat, when we like to eat it, as we like to eat it. If you lose your mobile phone, Jirahename. Oh my God, my phone. I think someone stole my phone, my photos, my contacts, my everything, my life, my mobile phone. Where is my phone? My God, my phone. Mobile phone, Virahina. We feel separation from many things in this world. When will we feel separation from Krishna? You feel separation from Krishna? Well, this is our disease. And we can measure our freedom from that disease by how much separation we feel from the spiritual world, from Krishna and all the devotees. They're having a great time. They're laughing, they're joking, they're teasing, they're eating, and they're not even hungry. They eat just for the pleasure of it. No blood pressure problem, no cholesterol problem, no sugar problem, just eating most delicious food. No old age, no disease, no rebirth, no suffering, eternal joy. Eternal joy. Can the conditioned soul wrap their mind around what is eternal? Many of you study mathematics. What is eternal? Eternal number line. Has no beginning, has no end. And Krishna is inviting us, come to my world. We think, oh, let me think about that. So foolish. So we should feel separation from Krishna, and we can measure our progress in spiritual life by our frustration with material life, frustration with our body, with our mind, struggle for existence, and how much we feel separation from the devotees who surround Krishna. We're playing with Krishna. Cowherd boys are playing with Krishna. They sit in a circle, big circle, thousands of cowherd boys. If we sit in a circle here, someone's seeing the front, someone's seeing the back, isn't it? When Krishna sits with the cowherd boys, the gopals, the gwalbals, everyone sees Krishna face to face. And they're eating food from Krishna's plate. They're stealing, Krishna's ready to eat food, and they're snatching it from his hand and putting it in their own mouth. And Krishna's eating from the plates of his friends also. He's eating from their plate, they're eating from his plate. Such fraternity, such love, such complete absence of aishwarya, of opulence and worshipful attitude. They challenge Krishna. Subal challenges Krishna. Krishna, you think you're so big? You think you're so strong? Come on, you and me. Let's wrestle. I'll show you. Krishna's carrying Sridham on his shoulders. He's holding his feet. That world is waiting. They tease Krishna. They say, Krishna, we know you love sweets. In fact, Nanda Maharaj said, it is impossible that my son Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He eats way too many sweets. So they know Krishna likes sweet. Krishna, open your mouth, we'll give you very delicious sweet. So Krishna opens his mouth, and they put a flower in his mouth and laugh at Krishna's expense. Ha ha ha, gotcha. This goes on eternally. This wonderful is reciprocal, and he's not God. In Goloka, he's our friend, he's my lover, he's my son. They asked Nanda Maharaj, Nanda Baba, we think that your Krishna must be some powerful demigod. He might even be God. He lifted Giriraj Govardhan. He's killing demons. He may be the Supreme Personality of God. And Nanda Baba says, I don't care. He is my son. He is my son. He is my son. This is Goloka. To get there, we have to have attachment for Krishna, which means detachment. You can't... As we become attached to Krishna, we become detached from this world. Artificial renunciation won't give you. The system isn't the price. Attachment to Krishna. Then we forget about the whole material world. Forget the whole material world because of attachment to Krishna. So how much we're feeling attachment to Krishna, that is how much we've progressed in spiritual life. So last verse. Let Krishna tightly embrace this maidservant who has fallen at his lotus feet. Or let him trample me, or break my heart by never being visible to me. He is a debauchee after all, and can do whatever he likes. But still, he alone, and no one else, is the worshipable Lord of my heart. So Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur said, that what is my highest happiness? My highest happiness is that distress that I experience that gives Krishna happiness. If I'm distressed, if I'm experiencing distress, but my distress makes Krishna happy, that is my highest happiness, to give happiness to Krishna. That is bhakti, and bhakti is the only way to understand Krishna. Bhaktya tanandaya shakya aham vidam vidarjuna gyatum drashtum cha tattvena parvishtum cha parnatam. This bhakti is the only way to have a relationship with Krishna. It's a haitaki bhakti. I don't want anything from you. You can't do anything. I only want you and use me, treat me, break my heart, do anything you like. Mat prananath. You're still, in any circumstance, you're my prananath, the Lord of my life. And that bhakti conquers Krishna. He's not conquered by anything else. Not by jnana, not by yoga, not by karma. He could care. He's not impressed by yoga. If you can put your ankle behind your neck, is Krishna impressed? Oh, see, I'm a yogi. No, you're just doing asana, you fool. Yoga means Ashtanga Yoga, eightfold yoga process, yam niyam. And it begins yoga indriya samyama, control your senses. If we taught that, every yoga studio on the planet would close tomorrow. Oh, yoga? I have to control my senses? Really? Oh, forget yoga. Krishna's not interested. He's only controlled by bhakti. Aham bhakta paradino nasvatanta ibantaja sadhubhya grasta hradayam bhaktar bhakta janapriyaha. He says, I have no independence. I'm controlled by my devotee. Krishna is controlled by bhakti, he is controlled by devotee. So this is the standard. This is the highest exhibition. This is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu speaking in the mood of Srimati Radharani. If we want to understand Radharani, Srimati Radharani, impossible without understanding Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Yato nistyada, you must know. What is that? Yata gaur padara vende vendenti bhaktim krita punya rashi tata tatut sarpati vidya kasmat radha padam boja sudambu rasi. You want to understand Srimati Radharani? Want to understand what is Radha Baba? Impossible without the mercy of Gaura. And by serving Gaura, Radha Baba, Radha Dasyam becomes possible. Because that is our highest aspiration. Radhe Vrindavanadi She Karunamrita Vahini Kripaya Nijapadam Dasyam Bhajam Pradhiyatam. Our highest aspiration is to please Srimati Radharani, to be a servant of her servants. Our highest aspiration. How is it possible? Only by serving Gaura, the mission of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. There's a nice story. Last story, promise. The Maharaj of Bharatpur had come to Radha Kund with his whole family. The whole family was doing Dandavat Parikram around the Kund. Lying down, putting a stone, getting up, lying down, Dandavat Parikram. So one of the disciples of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur said, just see how much devotion they have for Krishna. Because they want to please Radharani. They are trying to get the mercy of Krishna by pleasing Radharani. Saraswati Thakur said, actually, we have a different perspective. Why we worship Krishna? Why we worship the Lord, try to please Krishna? Only because he's dear to Srimati Radharani. So in Gaudiya Vaishnavism, this is our aspiration, Radha Dasyam. This is expressed here in the mood of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. How to understand Srimati Radharani, what is her feeling towards Krishna? Examine the ecstatic emotional outpouring of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And this is the prayer in that mood of Radha Dasya. So from Cheto Darpana Marjanam, from the very beginning stages of bhakti, you're not your body, to Krishna Prema Radha Dasyam, everything is contained in these prayers. We should chant, Prabhupada said we should chant these prayers every day, try to enter into the meaning of these prayers, because everything is there. Everything you can imagine for your progress in spiritual life is contained in these prayers. Sorry to be overdone. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for kindly listening to my few words. Srila Prabhupada ki
Jai.